Wow, it's time for another show full of tips and ideas from the sales growth leadership expert, Dean Akers. Known for his experience in hyper-growing companies and creating cultures for high-performance teams, here's Dean.
Well, welcome to your Sales and Leadership Ninja Show. Again, I'm your head ninja, Dean Akers, and each week I bring you a rant to stimulate your thinking in either the realm of sales or leadership. Today's show really comes about by me having a visit with some folks in the last couple of weeks and also helping some of our veterans out, and it's the brand of you. And in the discussions with some folks, actually a lot of folks about the brand of you, is they ask me, what are you talking about, the brand of you? And everybody thinks this is like a marketing gig or whatever, and it's not. And so I share with them, I said, today more than ever, it's important to understand in managing and creating and updating an overview of your brand of you. And somebody said, well, I still don't get it. And I go, well, let me give you the easiest definition of the brand of you. The brand of you is the brand you have or, what people say when you leave the room. Now, catch your own self. You've met people, and when they leave, you go, well, that guy was a jerk, or wow, he was pretty smart, or she was this or that or that or that. And that becomes the brand of you. And for years, that was kind of the catalyst for people's brand of you, and it was only one-offs. Today, people will take the brand of you very, very much further. And that's why today it's more important than ever to establish the brand of you. So I'm going to give you some tips on or some things I've found in establishing the brand of you that are absolutely true. So this is how you position and really understand the brand of you. 1, start by Googling yourself. Google different variations of your name, different things about, and see what comes up. Ask yourself, I had somebody goes, oh, really? Does that matter? And I said, well, let me ask you this. Have you ever Googled someone you've met after you met them? The answer for 90% of us is yes, because it's a source for ease of information, and it's so easy to get with your phone, your laptop, or your computer. So you want to make sure and ask yourself, or go ahead and Google yourself and see what comes up. That's going to be your initial brand of you. And a lot of times you'll have stuff come up or nothing comes up. If nothing comes up, do you really have a digital brand of you? And the answer is no. And some could argue, well, that's a good thing, isn't it? And I would suggest to you it's probably not. You want to really have strong presence in the internet. And you can have that as a brand of you, not your company, but the brand of you. So how does this work? First, I always share with my teams is look at your social media platforms. Understand that social media is very real. I'll meet people and they go, yeah, I don't believe in going on that, or people on there are crazy, or, everything people say is nuts. I said, okay, that's them. But what is your position on these brands? And they'll go, well, what do you mean? I said, do you have a social media presence? And here's what a social media presence has to include. The number one social media platform, no close second, by the way, is Facebook. And you could say, well, I don't like Facebook. I don't need to post on Facebook. It doesn't mean if you have Facebook, you've got to be controversial. It doesn't mean you have to post something every day. But you can create a brand by putting up a Facebook, choosing when you want to position stuff, reposting really good information that kind of says who you are. And so Facebook is number one. Number two social media platforms, YouTube. You need to get your own YouTube channel. You could start posting up videos there, videos that you've collected, different things. But YouTube is definitely a strong number 2 social media. And now number 3 in social media is Instagram. This is where the big disconnect happens. I'll have people say, well, I don't use Facebook because that's old people. I use Instagram. And I would say to them, great, use Instagram, but no, you want to position on Facebook. And I'm going to show you somewhat how to do that. Then I'll have other people go, Instagram's all kids. I don't need to use it. Well, Instagram is a younger demographic, but you need to have that. And by the way, when you look at the amount of over 1 billion average monthly unique visitors at Instagram, it's real. You got to take it seriously. Fourthly, Twitter. Twitter is where you post tweets or reload stuff. It's another valuable part of the brand. And whether you like our current political situation, it shows you how powerful the brand is when you see literally country leaders now with Twitter accounts using it as their sole source of getting their message out. Other various people get their message out through Twitter. So Twitter's very, very legitimate. And our current president is really, again, this is not political, but he's definitely mastered using Twitter to get message out. And then lastly, LinkedIn. There's some other ones, Pinterest and stuff like that can help. But lastly, the big five is LinkedIn. I know many of you that listen to the show each week go, well, I'm on LinkedIn. And quite frankly, LinkedIn is the number one business platform. But trust that if you're on LinkedIn, people are also going to look at your Facebook, your YouTubes, and everything else. So you want to build out that social media platform. Now, how do you position yourself? You want to position yourself however you think your brand is. That's your choice. You could have your kids, you could have your friends tell you how to do that. Now, I will share with you, there's programs out there called, one of them in particular is Hootsuite, and it allows you to consolidate the platforms and do one post out to all of them at one time. Again, when you're building your brand of you want to hit all the posts. You don't have to sit there and go to each one of them. Use Hootsuite. Thirdly, I always recommend get your own name as a domain. For those that know, I have deanacres.com. And I use it in email as dean@deanacres.com, info@deanacres.com. I use it all the time. Get your own domain name. If you have young kids, get their domain name. Again, you're positioning yourself with the brand of you. You can also buy domain names that might spell out who you are, which mine is adjunctceo.com. And that's one of my brand domain names. Domain names are very inexpensive, $10 a year, $15 a year. Get your domain names because once you own them, nobody can take them from you. Fourth, use your domain to create a website. And today, this is where you control your own messaging. Somebody goes, why do I need a website? Well, guess what? You don't, if you really don't care about the brand of you. If you care about the brand for you, having a website can be a big platform to have people go to that learn more about you. You can provide help to them, whether it's document uploads, different things. But here's the cool thing about creating the brand of you. Today, technology has allowed you to create these sites very inexpensively and created yourself. You don't have to big people have a bunch of IT experience to write it. So, creating the brand of you. Do I think it's important? Yes. Do I hope when you finish today's show, you think it's important? I hope so. And again, I'm going to reiterate. Start by Googling yourself, see what comes up. Go 3, 4, 5 pages deep. Number 2, know that social media matters today. Doesn't mean you got to rant on something crazy or be crazy. Just know it matters. Look at getting an account on all 5 social media sites and then start slowly building your brand with content. And content doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to show pictures of every little picture of your kid, but build your brand so that people see what you're all about. Share important things in your life, but build that brand on social media. Thirdly, get your own domain names. I know everybody has blah, blah, blah at Gmail or blah, blah, blah at yahoo.com. Get your own domain name. It's just another level of professionalism, but more importantly, it's your brand. Have your own domain name. It's so inexpensive. It's less than probably a cup of Starbucks. So get your domain name and use it for your emails. And if you need any help, I can help you reach at help@adjunctceo.com, and I'll give you some creative ways to do that. Then fourthly, create your own website. There's absolutely no downside to it. With today's platforms, you can do it relatively simple. They're all, I want to call it Intel provided, where they let you point click. You don't have to write code or anything. So, Google yourself. Get that social media platforms going. Get your domain and create your website. Again, this is Dean Acres bringing you a rant every week. Also, if you want an outline of our 3-circle sales program or the organizational climate questionnaire, just reach out, or the CEO physical, reach out to help@adjunctceo.com. I get requests every week. I answer every one of them, and they all get what they request. Also, if you want a copy of the book Self-Talk, just go to Amazon.com. It's on there. It's on Barnes & Noble. And just go Self-Talk, Think Like a Child, Dean Akers, and you'll love it. Right now, what are we talking about today? Creating the brand of you. What's your assignment today? Go out, do the 4 steps we just talked about, and build out a great brand of you. Have a great week.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Subscribe today to our podcast and send questions or thoughts to help@deanakers.com. Also, visit us at www.deanakers.com to listen to prior shows and view helpful videos. Also, great tips to download. Thanks again. See you next week.